This is a different type of episode for me today. Today I'm carrying you through again Riu Hotel, and I'm at the beach area of it. I don't know if you can see it right there, so. And that's the sun rising in the east. Alright, so I'm at the beach area of this Riu Hotel in Ocho Rios, and very nice property, especially like the beach. The beach is the biggest selling point, if you ask me. When most people come to Jamaica, they really want to see the beach.
So we have complimentary excursions like the hobby cat, the pedal boat, stand-up board, and the kayak, and these are all complimentary with the hotel. Paid for excursions such as snorkeling, the catamaran. So the catamaran goes to the Duns River in the morning time.
How long does that take?
So that's 3 hours.
Oh.
Yeah, you get a snorkel for 45 minutes, and then you go to the falls, get access to climb on the beach and everything, and you party all the way back after that's finished. Yeah, man.
How long have you been doing this?
So I've been doing this for like a year and a half now with this company.
You are the DJ. You have a big song where you have?
No, I know it's not me the DJ. The guy tell us I'm the DJ, him are really the DJ. I'm
DJ?
just a dancer still,
the
you know?
vibe person.
Vibe person, just the same, but yeah, him are really the DJ.
How come people out so early?
This is the Duns River cruise.
Okay.
So they're signing up right now for the Duns River tour and so forth.
Okay, so these are the most popular one.
Yes.
Alright.
People do the evening cruise too, that start at 2 o'clock. And we do a snorkel for that too also. And then we go cruise to the Ocho Rios town. Not getting off the boat and anything, but you get a sea view of everything within the space.
Sparta, much respect.
Yes, man. Big up yourself too, yeah?
Alright.
Enough.
Now, this being a family resort, I know people are asking like, okay, so what is the play area like? And they call this Riuland Splash Water World Children's Park. And they have these love signs that are up. So let me show you what the children's play area look like. And I must tell you this, like if you go to my video on Royalton, you will see what their children's area look like. So you can compare these things to know, what is what. What I must give this hotel a lot of credit for is the fact that, the lawn is well kept, well maintained, right? A lot of the green areas that I go around and I see, it's very clean. I don't see, any rubbish or anything like that. I'm going to be taking you inside now. To be frank, like you see that active pool area, that's the area that has most of the things happening at, right? Not necessarily right here, good? So, of course, as the day progresses, this will be filled, but right now there isn't much to do. I'm going to walk you through it though, so that, you can kind of see it and, get an idea of what it looks like and, some of the things that are happening. Now, the Riuland is where the kids go to play. So all of this is there. They show you what time of day it is. There is a padlock on it right now. So it's not open, which is obvious. But let me show you what inside looks like. So this is their splash water park. And this one is actually really cool because it is like, you feel like you're in a race because, how they lay it out and everything like that. Yeah, this is a little bit new for me in terms of just the layout of this one. And this is for like the older kids. So keep in mind though, it's not opened on a Tuesday. They do maintenance work on a Tuesday. So, if you're coming here, you just want to, keep that in mind. But as I say, a lot of people kind of go to the pool area as well because the pool area seems to be a lot more fun. So, with all of these things, you always want to know when is the best time to really enjoy yourselves. And I'm noticing that there are like multiple slides. There is a circular one. There's one that kind of gives you this finish line type feeling. So there are multiple slides right here. Now, what I don't see is if there is a food area. Chief, is there any food area close by? No. Okay. All right, cool. So there is. All right, good, thank you. So there's no food area that is here, and they don't allow food in the water park, all right? When I went to Ocean Coral Spring, which they are sister properties to Ocean Eden Bay, but that's the kids' side. You know, I mean, they have their the food area beside it. So it just depends on what is, you know, what is your preference. So this is the younger kid side that we're looking at right here. But you know, it's a nice laid out, you know what I mean, and the options are good. I like the fact that you can have options for the smaller kids as well as the bigger kids. All right, so this is the kids area, right? And they have this nice jungle gym. And I mean, the entire place is kind of laid out to complement little children. And what is good is that outside they have an eating area. Now, I kind of know why they did it this way. Because when you allow food to go into certain places, it does cause a lot of havoc. So on the outskirts of this kiddies building, right, which I call Rio Land, is, you know, their eating area. And then just a few feet away is the water park. So the water parks are, and there are two water parks, you know, one designated for young kids and another one, you know, for the general public, which is called Splash. So keep that in mind. And then there's a map of the entire place. So if you want to go to anywhere, you know, you have access to it right here. So this is another restaurant and it's called Mandalay. And keep in mind, there are 6 restaurants in all right? So it's a beautiful place to be. The layout is very lovely. Now, all of these restaurants though, they require you to, and it's an Asian restaurant, and it requires you to make some type of reservation. So, you know what I mean, that's something that might be a bummer for some, because only the buffet you can get, you know, food just on the go, but everywhere else, you know what I mean, and there's a steakhouse that part of the buffet is transformed into. By the way, when you come to Rio, link up people like Kevin, you have William, you have the entire staff, right? Really cool set of people, them really treat you very good. And again, as I said, I don't see much of a line in the check-in area. And this was from I came, you know. I did not see any line that is here. No, they also have a gift store. So let me just show you around the gift store, and you know what I mean, I've kind of found a little way to walk around the place that is much easy. And you know what I mean, if you want your Jamaican souvenirs, this is where you go. Hello. Let me just show them inside real quick what the gift store look like. So if you want your souvenirs and your sunglasses, you know, you just come into this gift store right here. And I kind of found a little easy way that I just use, that I constantly walk to. And I must say this, right? Like, I think 80% of this hotel can be accessed through a covered channel. So, you know, the rooms are intertwined, the various locations are intertwined. And what that means is that if it starts to rain, right, you can access most of the hotel without getting wet. So you can access the restaurants and the bar. And I'm going to continue to just walk, you know, to the western end of the hotel. Again, this is a really cool layout and setting, right? You know, it does a little bit for everything, and the price point is usually good for a Rio hotel. I must say that, right? Can't complain about the price point in terms of, you know, it being able to compete with other hotels, right? Just have a little bit of everything, and then the staff is constantly there cleaning. So this is one area though that is not, well, no, there's a covered option here. So even though I'm walking out, and you can see the sky, but you could have taken that alternate route right there, and you'd have gotten a more covered area right there. So yeah, you know, I mean, most of the property, if not all the property, you know, can basically walk out, you know, through some form of covering, right? And that is always good. Now, this is a nice little area that people may come and they might read the books and they play the board games. But for me personally, if you're at a hotel, you don't need to be playing any board games. You don't need to be playing any games at all, right? You can literally just, you know, be doing what you need to do and, you know, enjoying yourself and, you know what I mean, just kind of walking around now. So this is the Italian restaurant, and it's called Piacenza. And remember, I was saying that you have 6 restaurants. So keep that in mind. So this is the Italian restaurant here. You have a steakhouse, you have an Asian restaurant. Oh gosh, I don't remember all the other restaurants that are there, but my only gross is, and I keep repeating, is that you have to make reservations for these restaurants. All right, so walking back to one of the pool areas, you know, just enjoying myself, just showing you what it looks like, and you know, just looking at the entire layout. Really nice place to be, really cool place, you know, well designed, well laid out, you know. This is the pool that is not so active during the day, you know what I mean. They do have some, well, no, I think just people just doing their own personal thing.
No.
See, yeah, see the troublemaker there, see her right there, so. Right, so big up the staff as always do, all right? Them always, you know what I mean? Them always do so much to make people feel so homely and so happy. And that's why for me, like, you know, when I get good service, tipping is very easy for me. You know what I mean? Because it takes a lot for somebody to just come out and make sure, say, you know, you enjoy yourself and, you know what I mean? They do their best for you. So here are some friends in the pool and they're having a little activity, right? So, you know, now is a nice time to be out because the sun is hot and the pool is cool, right? So, of course, what is a beach area in today's world without a picturesque spot? And I'm going to take you to the picturesque spot. Now, many people try to come down early to get some tan. You know, the water is very calm and the sand is just really that light brown kind of view. So this is of course the picturesque area that people come to, and you know what I mean. And listen, I must tell you, like on New Year's Eve, this is a phenomenal little spot to be at, to just see fireworks and you know what I mean, to just see everything that is out there. So it's really good, really nice. I'm going to show you the entire stretch of the beach. This is the stretch of the beach right here that we're looking at. And you have some of the workers that are constantly working around the clock. I must say that, right? And the water is very calm, good, and you can see where the property kind of stops, so you kind of see the various perimeter points of the property. There are some coconuts also on the property, and if you pass any of the groundsmen, you can ask them, I mean, you know, if they are equipped to do so. They'll go up. I've seen where they have gone up and they have picked coconuts for multiple people. So, you know, that's something that's commendable on their path as well. Some pointers that I want people to know, like, this is a hotel that's usually packed. So, like, for example, if you see a chair that you want, you know, try to grab it as quickly as you can, all right? Another thing that I noticed, I mean, we had Hurricane Melissa that passed through and we have to take certain things into consideration, but there aren't a lot of shaded areas. Good. So if you are somebody who you're not looking for a tan, sometimes it's very tricky because you constantly have to move these chairs based on where the sun is positioned. So I kind of wish that they had a canopied area, or they have gazebos that they don't go and charge you for, because a lot of hotels charge you for those gazebos when you are when you want like shades. So yeah, I don't know if that's something that I think that they should add, right? I mean, I really kind of see that as I don't know, you know, something that when I was trying to just rest and sleep, I couldn't, because I mean, of course the sun keeps moving, and once it keeps moving, then I had to be constantly moving these chairs. So keep that in mind, you know, when you're at a hotel like this. I mean, sometimes it's like nitpicking, but at the end of the day, you know, I mean, it helps because some people just want to rest, some people like the tanning. So figure out, you know, if you can get a shaded area. If you can't get a shaded area, be mindful that you won't be able to, you know, sleep. So on the beach is another food area that you can come up to and you can eat. This one's a small eating area, right? It's not as elaborate as the one that's beside the pool bar. but you can come here, you can get something to drink, and I presume you can order like light food. Here is, well, it's mostly drinks that I'm seeing that they have as options here. So yeah, so it's really just to come up here and to drink something more than anything else. But I mean, you know, you're literally right beside the beach as well. So you're getting that relaxation. And you know what I mean, whenever you're hungry, you can, well, not hungry, but just thirsty, just want something to sip, you can go here and sip what's needed right now. As I head more eastbound on the property, you're going to see more people. So you can tell where the action is, right? You can tell where, you know what I mean, more people want to go on to, you know, see the fun and the excitement. Now this is a real for you room, so this is if you have your teenagers, right? This is the room that they would go to. So it's called Riu for you, right? It's not open as yet. Good, but I'm gonna try and show you inside. So this is what inside this Riu for you room looks like, right? I mean, just a small area where they can play darts and building blocks and, you know, just different games like that. So, you know, but I think one thing that, and here is this logo for it, because they put the logos for all these things and they have an app that shows you know what they're doing. So for example, let's look at a day like called Tuesday. They have their horse, HORCE, race competitions. I don't know what that is. They have volleyball, they have ping pong, lunch break, there's called some Mission Impossible, cornhole toss, beach bash. So you have all the activities that are lined out, you know what I mean? Um, and that they're notifying people that they can be doing, and you know what I mean, just enjoying yourself. So this is the interior space, and this is what like a junior suite look like. Um, you know, it have a little bit of everything. I wish I could show you more, but this is, you know, the room that I'm staying in, and so it's not going to look all that tidy because it's going to have, you know, some of my components all over the place. All right, but you get a nice. I think this might be like a 52-inch TV screen. Of course, it's like typical cable, so you know what I mean? You get the channels that nobody necessarily wants. But I mean, it has every little thing, put it that way. Now, you have the light switch and you have a USB port that you have access to. And these switches control a lot of the different lights. Now, when you come into the rear rooms, you have to put in your card right here, which is basically your key to your room. And that is what gives your room electricity. Once you take this out, everything gets dark. So keep that in mind. The liquor, you have to pay for it. However, your fridge, I mean, this is complimentary. And again, there are some stuff that are stuck up in my fridge. I mean, not really a big alcohol drinker per se, but them have every little thing in here. They give you your water bottles, you know, they give you orange sodas. So, and it's very cool, right? It's very cool. This is a little coffee space. So you have all these things, and then they have a centralized AC unit that's here. So if you can control everything through this right there. So I mean, this is up to be very efficient in terms of how it functions, and the rooms feel cool down. The design of the rooms are more like what I would say, probably like old English type design. So yes, if you like the kind of clean, sleek look that is, you know, in keeping with some of the more modern designs. You're not going to see that even by this bed head. You know, you can see that it's like mahogany or cedar wood, and you can tell by the finish. You know, if you like this type of craftsmanship, then that's fine. I'm actually staying on the ground floor. Now, one of the things I love about this junior suite is that you have some steps that you step down, so you do feel a sense of division with this type living room area as opposed to the bedroom. All right, so this is on a lower floor, so you're stepping down into this. And this sofa right here, it can be retracted. So you can actually get a second bed out of this, right? And I like little things like that because, you know, it adds a nice little touch to it. Now, I'm on the ground floor, right? And if I go outside, let me just see if I can get this thing to open. I'm on the ground floor. And see there, so. All right. And these doors have mesh. So there's also a mesh that is installed on these doors. And I must give them credit for that. Because sometimes you want that cool breeze, but you don't want any mosquito. And you don't want any, you know what I mean, mosquito to bring any, you know what I mean, just any annoyance to you. So this is what the inside of the room looks like. I was told by one of the management team that the hotel is booked to capacity because I wanted to view some other rooms, even though I'm not here on a review purpose. This is not a vacation trip for. This is a vacation trip, I should say, for Kareem's Quest. So I wasn't necessarily, you know, wanting to work. I didn't want to work, but you know it already. Sometimes I mean I read a lot what you guys write and the queries that you guys have. Sometimes you have a lot of queries and you want to ask, you know, Kareem, what does this place have to offer and, you know, does it make sense? So let me just give you now the full rundown. So, you know, I mean, if you're watching the video this far, please remember to subscribe. Who do I recommend this place for? Families. What type of families? Families that love activities and love to be around people. Who is this place not for? Somebody who wants a sense of privacy, right? And by the way, there's something that I think they need to work on at this place, right? The bathroom needs there needs to be more division in the bathroom because not everybody likes to use the bathroom and you can hear what is happening in the bathroom, right? I mean, there are many people who have been married for years and they want the bathroom to be very isolated. I think hotels must have isolated styled bathroom, especially where sound is concerned, right? I mean, you don't want to, you know, be using the toilet and somebody can hear everything that you're doing, right? So stuff like that, I think that, you know, they need to work on. And with this one, yeah, it's kind of still too intrusive for me. You can hear the sounds coming through, and you know what I mean. Some people might just tell them partner, say, "Yo, listen, go outside, go do something, while I'm gonna use the bathroom." So this is one of those bathrooms. But let me continue with my description of the place. What's the food like? The food is good. Most stations have a Jamaican designated area. So in the mornings, I was able to constantly get things that I would eat, like your banana, your yam, your pumpkin, you know what I mean? Your, whether it's saltfish, whether it's rundown, or whether it's ackee, you're going to get some variation of that. So if you like Jamaican food, you can get good Jamaican food here. The food stations are always packed and they always have a good amount of variety, like, you know, especially with fruits and fruit juices, and the staff constantly works around the clock. So even when I was sitting down at most of the stations, I was constantly being tended to in terms of just, do you want water, do you want drinks, do you want, you know, whatever it wants to be. So I give them a lot of credit where that is concerned. What else about the place? They have a lot of activities, a lot of entertainment. Their entertainment team does a very good job and they're very lively, you know, and then teach you the, like sometimes they have trivia, sometimes they have phone parties, you know what I mean? They have different things like that. So it's a nice hotel vibe and hotel experience to be at. The price range, it probably, you know, competes with a Royalton, with a Ocean Coral Spring, and it might be on the cheaper end. So, you know, still do go around with your shopping in terms of looking at different prices and comparing them. But it's, you know, for what, for your money's worth, yes. I would say it's your money's worth, but it's now dependent on your preference, right? And does it suit your preference? So for that reason, you can check out my other videos on like that I did on Royalton, Princess, that I did on Secrets Hotel, that I did on Ocean Eden Bay and Coral Spring as well. So you can figure out what preference makes sense for you, right? That is crucial. That's very important in terms of just finding the right hotel. As usual, you know it already. You're always welcome to join the quest.